Tales of the SMP roleplay is better than the Dream SMP roleplay. Alright, before you scroll to the comment section and leave a hate comment, or in my case, spam links to some shady website, whatever the heck, thanks by the way to all the people that report those. I mean, it's great to know that even with small viewership, there's still people out there that know what's spam and what's a thoughtful comment. But anyway, before you leave a hate comment, at least watch past the intro, man. I'll be making some comparisons between the styles of the Tales of the SMP and the Dream SMP roleplay. Most notably the difference between Karl's and Quackity's streams and Tommy and Techno's. And make sure to stick around until the end for a bit of an interesting twist. But before I do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's free and takes less than a second, so if you could make that red button gray, that would make my day. Enjoy the video. Ooh, welcome to another Dream SMP, now kinda scripted, kinda not, I'm not even sure what I'm doing at this point, but commentary video. So today we're going to be talking about the Tales of the SMP roleplay and the Dream SMP roleplay, and sort of the amalgamation of the two, whatever Quackity's classifies as. So clearly different roleplay styles exist on the Dream SMP, Karl's and Quackity's sort of theater style roleplay, and the basic roleplay that the Sleepy Boys use. And when I say Sleepy Boys, what I really mean is like literally everyone else on the Dream SMP, but most commonly and notably the Sleepy Boys. So I guess the first thing on the list is the theater style. Okay, so the theater style roleplay that Karl does is best characterized with the lengthy time building like all the sets, and I guess more recently the inclusion of the pre-recorded bits in the whatever it's called, the in-between. But with these different sets and with these pre-recorded bits, they have their own separate lore. So the main problem with the Tales of the SMP is that since everything's set in different timelines and stuff, all the lore within those streams is a lot less relevant than like normal Dream SMP lore streams. Also, when you're someone like Karl that's like sliding into everyone's DMs like peanut butter and jam, or jelly if you're into that, you can get lots of people in your content, like Techno, Corpse Husband, Dream, 3 people that you wouldn't normally see in roleplay. Or in Techno's case, people that you wouldn't see at all. This could be considered an advantage, but sometimes including so many people makes each of their characters less distinct and lowers the overall quality of the roleplay. By that, I mean not that the roleplay is bad, it's that they need to set up their characters first and all that stuff because the viewers aren't familiar with them yet. And as a result, they have to overplay certain characteristics. I mean, take Sir Billiam or even Gump, for example. If you want a concrete example of this, you can look at Glatt from the Haunted House Tales episode. At least for me, he had by far the strongest performance because he was very prepared to play his character compared to others who had just had to create a new character and sort of learn the ropes. Connor is the exception. He's just a furry, so his roleplay doesn't matter. I am just kidding, of course. His roleplay doesn't matter because he eats Panticle Nar. The Dream SMP, contrastly, is characterized by spur-of-the-moment roleplay to a certain conclusion. It's the difference between something like Saturday Night Live and stand-up comedy. One is fully prepped, and the other is only partially prepped. I mean, it does have its benefits here and there. I mean, it takes significantly less time to set it up. It allows for the development of actually like relevant lore to the Dream SMP. Like, I mean, we'll have these streams with Tales of the SMP. They'll talk about like the egg, but it's millennia in the past. They'll talk about Church Prime, but it's millennia in the past. They'll talk about like, I think in the Lost City of Mizu episode, they'll talk about the history of all the stuff that went down and like how it's been destroyed. I think there was this weird bit in the history of the Lost City of Mizu where they talk about how like, I think Eret and George had switched roles or something. That was kind of unusual. But this does have the disadvantage, like with Dream SMP normal roleplay, there's the disadvantage that like the quality of the sets and presentation is lower than the Tales of the SMP. Like, I'm not saying L'Manberg was built poorly. L'Manberg was an amazing build, like really good, especially if you consider the building quality of someone like Tommy. But I guess Eret's building is really good, and so is Wilbur's, but Tommy's in particularly a little bit atrocious if you ask me. But Like, L'Manberg is by no means a bad build, but if you compare it with like some of the sets that Tales of the SMP gets, those are some crazy sets. Like, whole mansions built, haunted houses built, traps built. They have like the whole in-between set built. That thing is huge, and it's a really amazing, and it's an advantage that it has over like traditional Dream SMP roleplay. Now, what if, like, just theoretically, like, I'm not saying that there's this already, but what if you sort of Kamehameha, fusion dance, whatever the flip the two, and, you know, I lied, it does actually exist. That's where Quackity comes in. So if it wasn't already obvious from a video I think I posted yesterday, maybe the day before, you know, COVID's really messing with my time sense. But anyway, if it wasn't already obvious from that video in particular, I really enjoyed Quackity's lore stream Visiting Dream. That's because it has the pros from both. It has like high quality pre-produced bits. It has a clearly planned and organized plotline, like through and through. Like, it has a definite start and a definite end. Whereas like if you compare it with Dream SMP, like, they'll start and it'll start fine, but the end is like kind of awkward. Like, everyone's just kind of dissipating, you know, they kind of just leave and call it a day. But with Quackity's, that ending was solid. Like, there was a proper ending that was planned out, that was even pre-done. Like, that's the kind of quality that you can get with stuff that's not traditional Dream SMP roleplay. And it even did it all while including characters that we actually care about, like Glat, Bad Boy Halo, Awesome Dude, even Dream. And I guess maybe for a select few of you, Quackity was there too. So at this point in the video, it's time that we set up a ranking system for the positions of each of them. So I get that this video is like getting kind of long at this point, so just quickly go through the ranking system. So yeah, if you read the title with, at least at 3rd grade level of education, I think, to be honest, they probably teach reading even before the 3rd grade, maybe the 1st or 2nd grade. To all of my viewers in other nations besides the United States, this is like roughly 5 years old for reference. Okay, so number 1 is obviously Quackity style. I mean, we just went through all the different points of praise of Quackity style. It's got characters we care about. It's got pretty close to the production quality of Tales. Like, it doesn't have the massive builds, but it does have the pre-planned out story. It has the pre-produced bits, all that good stuff. Number 2, according to the title, is obviously Tales of the SMP, but keep in mind, this is actually not because of the quality of the production, let's be clear here, but rather because, it's a consistent source of techno content. I might eat my words in a couple days when the newest, I think it's called The Pit, I tweeted about it. I tweeted a very genius comment, it stays in the pit, that was totally original and came up with me. I tweeted that, so go and follow me on Twitter for amazing content like that if you watched this far. It's the first link in the description, by the way, but I might eat my words. Like, Techno was the guy that said it stays in the pit, but maybe he's like, I don't know, doing a recording or he's setting up his own live stream, both of which are far more unlikely than him not showing up on Tales. But, bottom line, the most recent Tales of the SMP streams, pretty much, I think the last 3 have included techno. So, consistent source of techno content is always good. And then number 3 is traditional Dream SMP roleplay. However, had I made this video about 4 months ago, Dream SMP might have beat out Tales. I think, it's like if people watch Moist Critical, which hopefully at least one of you do, you might have seen his rants on The Promised Neverland. And I feel like the same thing's happening with the Dream SMP. Season 1 was so good, man. L'Manberg was great. But then Season 2, it's like disorganized. It's honestly not great. I feel like Dream SMP and Promised Neverland share a lot of things in common. Season 1 felt intellectual, especially with the scene with Aerith, the actual strategy involved, but then afterwards kind of fallen off. But anyway, that was another video. Make sure to like if you like, subscribe if you think it deserved it, and if you made it this far, comment the word sauce in the comment section to show you're a real one. And I guess with that said, I'll see you all next time.